this was gonna happen regardless. Afrobeats taking over or being the #1 like alternative to hip hop in the clubs. You know what I'm saying? It was bound to happen because.
What inspired you to even incorporate that sound? Because I know that the Afrobeat sound has taken off globally.
Cha-Cha has been making a lot of, Afro beats these days. And so when we worked on the song, I was like, yo, like, I feel like it needs like a switch up. And then so he added that on, and I was like, oh.
And I don't know where they're from. I think they're from Africa, but they play this music out of their house. And I've been waiting for them to play it again so I can ask what it is, because it's the most beautiful thing I think I've probably ever heard. Can't hear it from here. I gotta go up. But I'm gonna let you hear it. I need somebody to help me out. Okay.
I don't think it was like one artist or whatever.
Me personally,
yeah, that was 2017. I remember this
I
song.
think 2017 when Davido had released Fall. That's my personal opinion.
I remember that. Fall was everywhere.
That was everywhere.
What about
like
that?
even, and I'm not even an Afrobeat or.
No, you're right.
Fall was everywhere. I know that.
What about that Joanna song? Joanna.
That was 2018, right?
Joanna.
No, that was 2018.
That was another big one.
No, that was 2018, right?
Everybody was on that.
Or 2017.
Everyone was on that. That was 2016.
That's what I'm saying.
Was it?
Yeah, because that was my sophomore year of college. I remember that because I remember going. I remember that was the first time like you started hearing them, and then Drake came with Views right after that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it kind of was just a domino effect. Because once Drake started teaming up with Wizkid, then that made it cool for everybody.
No, because
I remember everybody was like, "Who is Wizkid? Who is this? Who is this?"
Nobody really knew at that time.
The record was big, but
Yeah.
I think the record gave off like Caribbean vibes versus like real African vibes. And I think people didn't really know that they were listening to an African song until 2017 when Fall came out, and they were like, "Oh, African music!" Like,
what happens
like
is this:
That's
that
what I
might have all of that started it, but you got to remember, in the States, we didn't know the difference. That was the thing with us. In the States, we didn't understand the difference. Because again, at the end of the day,
but niggas didn't know.
Straight like that, niggas ain't know.
What inspired you to even incorporate that sound? Because I know that the Afrobeat sound has taken off globally.
Cha-Cha has been making a lot of, Afro beats these days. And so when we worked on the song, I was like, yo, like, I feel like it needs like a switch up. And then so he added that on, and I was like, oh, this sounds good. Yeah. Like, and so we sampled one of our old songs. It's called Solo.
Okay. So
we sampled that, like Aningoka te, and then we just made the melody, and then got the choreography, and then since these are genres that I'm not really used to doing, the choreography is not what I'm used to doing, and so it came out. So everything was even though it was a challenge for me, it was very fun overcoming the challenges.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? It's Jazzy. Today I'm here with Ira Star. Afrobeats music has had an incredible growth globally in popularity over the past 5 years. So how do you feel about the future of African music, and what are your thoughts on its continued rise on the global spectrum?
It's so amazing to see like how far Afrobeat has come. Afrobeat has been popping for so long, and it's been a long time coming. I'm so happy we're finally getting like the recognition we deserve, Afrobeats and African artists in general. We've been working so hard. So yeah, I'm happy like it's making its way through the world. The world needs like the type of positivity like Afrobeat has.
Right. Over the past few years, Afrobeats and African music in general has been growing so much, and I'm so proud of all of you guys, especially African artists who have been working very hard to get their music out there and just to popularize the genre itself.
Yes.
Shouts out to you guys. You guys have been doing such a great job.
Thank you. I'm really grateful to be one of the leading artists,
right,
especially Afrobeats.
Shouts out to all the African artists who have been doing such a great job with continuing to help the growth of African music.
Then you hear something a little different. What's really popping right now? Afrobeats. Because it's different. The sound is different. It is unique. It is organic. It is I'm not saying a rejection or rebellion, but it is at least a little bit of a different wave from what you've been listening to.
When
and
I listen
now
to
that's
Afrobeats,
killing it.
When I listen to Afrobeats these days, it's so distinct than when I listen to hip hop. I listen to Lil Baby. He's rapping about the clothes he bought, the bitches he fucked,
Same
the
shit.
people he gonna shoot.
Same shit.
And it feels like it's in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
And when I'm listening to like Afrobeats, whether it's like, Asake Thames, I'm listening to Rima, I'm listening to Burna Boy, it feels like it's shit that like I'm like, oh, they're talking about love. They're talking about, you know, feeling good. They're talking about things that like.
What's the rejection of negativity? Positive.
Most of us when we was younger, right? Dancehall was the biggest genre, right? It was bigger. It was way bigger. Like you couldn't even really be African, like, and be in American schools without being in the bed for real. But we outnumber any other like black immigrant. You know what I'm saying? So this was gonna happen regardless. Afrobeats taking over or being the number one like alternative to hip hop in the clubs. You know what I'm saying? It was bound to happen because we're too deep in numbers. Every school got a group of Africans. You could just break it down to Ghanaians, Nigerians, Ethiopians, South Africans. If you put them all together, now y'all give them a genre of music that's working in London and working in Paris and working in Africa. It's bound to happen. And at the end of the day, there's only one world now. It's called the internet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Kids from Harlem could go see, you know, kids from Ghana doing the latest dance. Kids from Nigeria, South Africa, Uganda doing the latest dance. It's one world.
Woman King yet?
Monster.
Come on. I love that. You happy about these stories being told?
Man, I'm super happy about that.
Yeah.
But what was even interesting was around that time we was pushing the Thug record, Davido was in Atlanta trying to be a rapper.
Really? Davido was in Atlanta?
Davido, who's one of the biggest Afrobeat artists of today, was in Atlanta trying to rap.
Wow.
I said, nigga, if you don't take your ass back home to Africa and do that music, that's
Yeah.
what we need to be doing. Go to Africa.
So who are some of the artists now that you say salute to coming out of Africa and that Afrobeats movement and otherwise?
Man, I'm loving how Burna Boy is moving right now. Burna is killing it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because he's being moved around by a guy named Kirk Harding. Kirk Harding used to be the head of International for Convict when I was at SRC.
Wow.
He literally gave Burna the Akon blueprint to break him.
Wow.
Burna is one of the most, that nigga's a beast.
Selling out the garden.
He's killing it. Like he's killing it because he's coming with the swag of Nigeria and Ghana. Like he's representing it on the level that it needs to be represented on. Wizkid is just a superstar.
Yeah.
Like he's a superstar. He's one of those guys that put out one record a year, and that record lasts the whole year. Like he's like one of those. He just is born star without a doubt. Davido is like the hardest working artist because he was the underdog back then. Everybody wanted to be a Wizkid. Everybody praised Wizkid. So Davido was like the one, like he was the underdog. But what he had support was he had a wealthy family. So he was able to come every week with a new song, new video. He just kept coming. Like his road, I mean, his discography when it comes to songs, you go on Davido, he got more songs on there than any Afrobeat artist out. But he beat you with quantity versus quality. So he had his method. Like everybody had their method of how they kind of.
Mr. Easy.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Easy is another one. That's another brilliant one.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. He's super smart. He's more of a businessman to me than an artist. But he understood how the music was a vehicle to get to the money.
We've had them all up here, except for Davido.
Oh, no?
Money bag out here. You see it? So, quick one. Who's your favorite Afrobeat artist? Africa. Afrobeat, yeah.
I gotta say, I love the Vito. Super hard.
Oh, cool. Okay, so what's your favorite Afrobeat song?
Sensational.
Okay, that's good. That's actually featuring Davido. Okay, let's go one from actually Nigeria. Your favorite Afrobeat song from Nigeria?
Nigeria.
Yeah.
What's that Tim song? Me and You.
Oh, only me and you. Thank you, brother. Blessings.
I think one thing that I don't want to happen with African genres of music is that I don't want y'all to become too westernized where now you are starting to, because I look at hip hop music and I see how it went from this to now it's at this super
it's watered down.
only
You
talking
want us
about
to keep
sex
true
and
to our
drug-
sound,
Yeah, I
who
don't
we
want y'all to feel like
are.
motherfuckers talking about trapping and killing and
Oh, we
fucking
never
all
go
this
there.
bitch,
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I'm
that's
saying?
all I was like,
we
I don't think we will never go down that lane.
Listen, I hope not.
hope
But again,
not.
it's up to these labels. These labels dictate the music.
True.
Because,
That is true.
And they start to control the radios. Now they control what is going on. And now something that goes from Sexy Red. Why haven't she start doing Afrobeats? Like, you know what I'm saying, or something like that?
It's
Like,
trendy. Everybody
you get what
wants
I'm
to hop
saying?
on
Like,
the Afrobeat train. It's trendy. Everybody wants to get a piece of Afrobeat. So I don't blame them at all.
I have to hurry. I have these new neighbors, and I don't know where they're from. I think they're from Africa, but they play this music out of their house, and I've been waiting for them to play it again so I can ask what it is, because it's the most beautiful thing I think I've probably ever heard. I can't hear it from here. I gotta go up. But I'm gonna let you hear it. I need somebody to help me out. Okay. I don't know if you can hear it. It's haunting how powerful this is. What does anybody recognize the sound? I don't know what they're saying, but I feel like I can feel every word for some weird reason. Anybody? Please help me out. I gotta know what this is.